What's up, everyone, and welcome to Cracker. When I want a cup of punch, I get a cup of punch. No questions asked. As you can see, I have new stuff. Take that off because I can't see anything really without the glasses. Anyway, my fiance got me this from Walmart. Wolverine hat kind of thing, mask. Very cool. When she brought it home, she's like, "Look what I found for you." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So that'll be interesting. And she got me from where she works a Batman wallet that came with a Batman flashlight that actually, oops, ran out of batteries. It was working fine before. I don't know. Have to look at it. But anyway, still cool. And she got me Friday the 13th Part 6, which was one of my favorite ones. It was on sale. Very cool. And I did get a shipment in, and I have some interesting news, which I'm going to show. Let me show you the shipment first that I got from my cousin. Like I said, he's hooking me up. He sent me a message on texting and a voicemail. He was saying that he was going through all these bins that he has in his attic and in his basement, and he's just got, like I mentioned before, he's got so much stuff that it's not that he doesn't appreciate it, he just doesn't have the room for it anymore, and you know, he said it to me, he's like, you know, all my stuff's basically sitting in you know, containers in the attic or in the basement, and it's not going anywhere, it's not doing anything, it's just collecting dust, and you know, that's just, you know, like I said, I don't, not that he doesn't appreciate it, he just wants to, he's like, I'll give it to people, you know, well, I'll give it to me, actually. I'm greedy. Uh, he's like, I'll give it to you because I know you're beyond interested in the stuff, you love the stuff, and you'd actually hopefully have the room to hang it up and other things to display it and stuff like that and give it its proper respect, I guess. So yeah, you know, he sent me some other things, and he says that he's going to be sending me some more, which I told him he doesn't have to go crazy. You know, all the stuff he sent already is insane. It's awesome. But you know, again, he's like, you know, he's like, I don't want to sell it, and I wouldn't get rid of it. And he's like, so, you know, I'd rather give it to somebody who cares and appreciates it. He said, well, I gotta clean this though, because I always get fingerprints on these things. But he sent me another autograph, and this one is of Jim Carrey as the mask. Very, very cool. He met him in California. I don't know if it was a signing or what it was. I remember he said something he had gotten something, and he bumped into him or something and got him to sign it. So that's pretty cool. Apparently he does have something else that he's sending me, like I said, but I don't know what it is, so we'll see. And this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. Apparently, my cousin had gotten this from a friend who went to a signing, or I don't know how the story goes. I didn't really get the whole gist of it, but yeah, this is pretty cool. It's Christian Bale and Heath Ledger signatures on Batman and the Joker. You kind of see Christian Bale's kind of dark, but Heath Ledger's is nice and white. That's sick. That was really, really cool. That's awesome. That I was amazed when I got this in the mail, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Look at this. That's just crazy. But that's. Thanks me. Thank you again. That is just that's really awesome. And now on to some news. Like I said, besides that great news right there. I'm not saying this is great news. I'm not saying this is good news. I'm not saying it's bad news. Take it as it is, I guess. As many people know, I've been getting very, very pissed off because my fiance and I are trying to look for a house, and we're on a huge time crunch. You know, we have to let these people in this complex, the owners or whatever it is, know by Halloween, which is in 2 days. It's now Tuesday, so Thursday is Halloween. Whether or not we're staying or not, or what we're doing, and let's fix that. If we're moving to another complex or whatever it is we're doing. As of right now, the rent here it went way too high, so there's just no way that my fiance even said that there's just no way that we're going to be able to afford to live here. So we definitely told them we're leaving, but then they gave us an option of something in another letter that we can do month to month rather than a full lease like we had to. So we're thinking maybe if we stick it out for one more month, because it's dead smack in the holidays is when we have to get out. We were thinking stay another month and then just do everything after the holidays when everything kind of calms down, what works and works. My fiance's jobs and stuff like that. But we were looking, like I said, man, it's been insane. I've been spending like days, hours and hours and hours every day looking for houses that fit our criteria, I guess, and in our budget. And there isn't many. There really isn't. And we finally found another one. And we're looking at the picture, like, all right, ain't bad, ain't bad. We drove to the neighborhood. We're like, oh, neighborhood's not bad. A lot of old folk, so I'm very happy. So it's like, all right, hey, the neighborhood's not bad. It's right next to all these stores that we usually go to, and our bank is like right there, like right up the block. So that's very interesting. So we're like, all right, it's not that bad. Let's take a look. And we looked at the pictures of the inside, and we liked it. We're like, yeah, but we have to see what it actually looks like inside. So we got in contact with our real estate agent. Of course, this was like last week. And, excuse me, I gotta fly. Sorry. But anyway, and he's like, oh, I'm off for the week, so I can't do anything. And we're like, great. Now this thing's probably gonna get sold, and we're gonna get screwed, and that just seems to be the way it goes. But amazingly enough, yesterday, he said, can you meet me there? I have, I can do it today. And my fiance's like, we can go anytime after 2. And we went to go take a look at the house, and it wasn't bad. It had like a ramp, I guess, for if you had a wheelchair or something, which is cool because you can definitely work with that if you're moving stuff. It's easier to go up a ramp than stairs. But also, I was thinking that if anything, because my fiance really wants a wraparound porch, the thing actually goes from the front all the way into the back, and then like stops. So I was telling her, like, if anything, we could just lift it and turn it into a porch. But so she was very happy about that idea. She's like, "Oh, Mo, I can do that." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, you can. It's not hard." And there's Gizmo attacking the blinds. Gizmo, come here. He's crazy. Enticing. Come here. Yeah, it works every time. There you go. Oh, there's a Gizmo. There he is. He's on camera. Oh. I'm telling the people about the house. What do you say, yeah? Let's see. All right, then. Let's give you the high paw. But anyway, we looked through the house, and it was funny because in the pictures, how they always show the better spots than anything else. And we're looking through the house, and we noticed that it definitely needs work. The kitchen is just shot. I mean, just everything in there is just shot. There were no doorknobs on any of the doors. The rugs are ruined. Most of it was hardwood floors, but a couple of the rooms were carpeted. But they were just destroyed. Like, there's just no way in hell you're gonna be able to fix that. And the bathrooms were pretty bad. I mean, they were, one of them, like, the tile was missing and on the wall, which I didn't think is that bad. I mean, you can always fix that. But the tubs weren't all that great, so we'd have to get new tubs. And the toilets, you just change out the toilet seats, if anything. But other than that, it wasn't that bad. But the interesting thing, it's supposed to be 3 bedrooms, and then it's got, like, a living room, and then there's, like, a dining room in the kitchen. And, it had a huge backyard too, which was pretty cool. But it's supposed to be 3 bedrooms. Like, all right, it ain't that bad. The master bedroom had like the bathroom, and then the other 2 rooms were pretty decent. The closets were small as hell, but what the hell? I don't really care about that. But the interesting thing is they said they didn't have a basement, but then we found a door that led to a basement. So I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, oh, it's probably gonna suck. Basement was nice. The basement, it wasn't done. But the interesting thing is they don't claim it as a basement because it's still technically above ground. So it would technically be a day basement if you want to go get technical. But what's interesting is because it wasn't finished and because it's technically not below ground, they call it a crawl space. So you're kind of getting a basement for free in a roundabout sort of way. And what was interesting is that not only was the basement obviously the size of the house, which was pretty big, but it also had other rooms. Like it had 2 rooms to the one side, another room to the other side, and then another spot where you could make another room if you wanted, like a little area. But it was nice. It was I just thought it was cool because I'm like, oh, so many things I could do to this. And then my fiance, we were looking at I think it was Empire, that you can have them do the basement, like carpet it and stuff like that, and then you get other rooms for free if you have them do the basement. So I said, it might be worth spending the money to have the basement done, well, at least with carpet and stuff like that, or floor, or whatever it is you want to do. And then you get all the other rooms that we need done for free. So that would be pretty cool. So we're hoping. We put in a bid. My fiance and I were talking about it like for hours and hours and hours. She's like, I don't know, it's going to cost. We have to get appliances, and then we found a spot where they actually have. It's not discount appliances, but it's like you get bundles. Like you get a fridge, a stove, a dishwasher, and a washer dryer for like $1,000 or $2,000, something like that. I'm sorry, I think it was like 1,800, which is pretty damn good because we need all those. So my friend's like, oh, that would be nice if we got that. And Empire's throwing their deals out, and then Sears had a deal with bathrooms. They redo your bathroom. They can do up to 2 bathrooms for like, I think it was like $1,000. So we're hoping. We're gonna find out hopefully today if these people accepted the bid or not. And if they didn't, then we're gonna try again and see, because the house is yes. I'm trying to tell them what's about the house. Don't get crazy. You're getting mean now. Do we have to trank you again? Yeah. It's been getting very violent. I think he needs more room to run. That's why we're gonna get a big house for you, so you can run around and go crazy. Anyway, that was the interesting news. So hopefully we're a step closer now to actually get a damn house, and then I will make a video and show you exactly what's in there. But I was getting excited because I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, go down. You're starting to hurt. You're biting too hard now. All right, you ain't playing anymore. Sorry, but the space. I was like, oh my god. I was like, hey, I save my money. I can get a pool table. Ow, guess he bit my foot. A pool table and a Mortal Kombat arcade machine, and an air hockey. My friend's like, oh my god, don't get crazy. I'm like, no, I'm saying like not right away, but little by little. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, you can't give up on things. I was on the verge. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm getting my ass kicked constantly. I was like, it just never seems to be any kind of light at the end of the tunnel. We're just getting crushed over and over again. And that could still happen. But I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to keep myself like, hey, you know what? Let's just see what happens. And we'll see how it goes. Because we're kind of worried. We're like, they're not going to accept the bid, or they are going to accept the bid. And then when we get an inspection, it's going to find something completely wrong with it. And then the real estate guy was saying if it's something major, the bank will they'll either fix it or they'll let you out of your lease or out of your contract. So we're kind of like, all right, if there's something really wrong with it and the bank's not willing to fix it and we don't have the money to fix it, then at least we can kind of back out and say, all right, we have to look somewhere else. But I hope this is it. I really do, because my fiance and I, we're just tired. We're just exhausted from constantly looking and driving back and forth of different town after town after town. And it takes its toll, especially like every time you get turned down, you're like, oh my God. What the hell? I just want to get it done. I'd like to have the feeling that when I move to a new place now, that's it. I don't have to move unless I really want to, which is what my fiance was saying. She's like, it'd be great to, get this place ready, and if we get it and move in, by I think like this December 1st, we'd be able to move in and just know that that's ours. It's our house. We don't have to worry about people that live upstairs, people that live next to us. We don't have to worry about landlords. We don't have to worry about anything. It's our house. We pay our stuff. That's it. We can do what we want. We want to knock down a wall. We knock down a wall. We want to build something. We build something. And just the sole fact that we wouldn't have to move ever again, that would be really, really nice. Because finally I can unpack and we'd have so much space that I can actually put all my stuff out. That's why I said to her, I was like, we finally have enough room for me to put all my things out. So yeah, but it'd be pretty cool because my fiance would be happy, because if I said to her, I was like, if we get this house and I take the basement, then you get to keep the 3 rooms upstairs, master bedroom, and the other 2 rooms she can do what she wants. So she's like, oh, we'll make 1 room into a guest room like we were going to do, but I get to decorate. I'm like, all right. And she's like, the other room we can make kind of like an office kind of thing, or then if we have kids, we have rooms for them to live in. That's what I kept telling her. I was like, yeah, I think like 10 years from now, like what's going to happen? You're like, we have to find something rather than rent. And I said, if I get the basement, hey, I got plenty of room to actually put all my stuff up. Gonna get my comic drawers, get those going. Once I fix the basement anyway, but that's gonna take time. But I will definitely show it. It is, like I said, it is a very big basement. And my fiance kind of like, I think you would have been done with basements. Our last apartment was in the basement. I said to her, I was like, it's different when you're not living in it. I was like, if it's finished, it's also a different story. If it's a finished basement, it's completely different than if it's not finished and you're just kind of like, I'm living in hell. Because when I lived in Lyndhurst, my father made the basement, I've said this a dozen times, into like a bedroom for me, and it was never finished. Like he put up the walls, and that was it. He never put up a ceiling. We never put in any kind of carpet. It was all the concrete that was down there, and it was always, dusty and it wasn't bad. Like I said, it would have been nice if we finished it off, but then my father's reasoning was, I'm not going to finish a basement when we're not going to, it was a house we were renting. And the landlord was thrilled that, when we said, oh, we're going to make a basement kind of thing, because he could turn around and, oh, yeah. So I kind of get my father's idea. He's like, I'm not going to do this and then have him profit off of it or whatever it is. He's like, this is what you're going to get. Deal with it. Which I did. I made the best of it. I had, all the walls I wanted, so I threw all posters up on there and everything. And I put, I forgot I did something to make the ceiling. I forget what I did. I can't even remember. But I had like a ceiling kind of thing. But I never had a carpet, so I had like an area rug here and there. So it wasn't bad. And, but, like I said, if living down there is a different thing than just going down there to hang out for a little while. So that's what I said to her. I was like, if we finish the basement, we put a rug down or something, carpet, and, put up some walls. I mean, it's got all concrete, so I'd have to put up like drywall or sheetrock or something so I can hang stuff. Some of the ones had wood, so I mean, I wouldn't even mess with that. I'd just leave it alone. But that's if we get it to, like I said. But I told her, I was like, if it gets worked out and we can fix it up. I was like, over time, I mean, because I kept trying to explain to her, and I think she finally understood. I was like, you're not going to have everything done right away. It's just not going to happen. This is something that's going to take years to finish, because we're not made of money. We're not rich. We don't have the money to put right into it and just say, hey, let's do this. I told her, I was like, you're probably going to get like maybe a room a room done a year, maybe a couple months, who knows, but depending on what has to be done to it. But if you get the major things done, like get the carpet done, and painting's easy. You just buy a thing of paint. I mean, that's not a problem. But I told her, I was like, there was nothing really wrong with the rooms, other than the carpet. So like, and paint. You have to paint. So it's not that bad. We're kind of lucked out that most of it was like hardwood floor that was solid. But we'll see what happens. I'm getting ahead of myself too, and I'm rambling. So my friend's like, let's not get crazy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They didn't accept anything yet. We're not going to find out. I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, I hope it finally goes through and we can stop looking and get ready to move. And I can actually hang all these kick-ass things up eventually, thanks to my cousin again. The other thing that's very interesting, I almost forgot to talk about this too, was this. I was on eBay, and I found a Loki mask from the mask, the actual green thing he has that turns him into the mask. And I ordered it on eBay because it was really, really cheap, and I'm kind of on the fence about it because it was extremely cheap. I mean, they had two different ones. They had one that didn't have like a strap, but it came with like an acrylic stand to hang it on, well, kind of thing. And then they had the one with the strap without the stand, and I'm like, I'd rather get the one with the strap, just I can hang it a different way or whatever. I don't know, it's just weird, and it was funny because the strap one was cheaper than the non-strap. But it was really, really cheap. I'll talking about it when I actually get it. But that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of worried because it's from Hong Kong, directly from Hong Kong to me, and it's not supposed to get it to the end of November. Which, like I said, I'm kind of worried because if we get this house, I'm like, oh man, if we move, it's coming here, and then it's gonna, oh god. But I don't know. I gotta see because, like I said, it was really, really cheap, and that's what worries me. That's gonna be like this really crappy thing. But that's what's interesting is I ordered the mask, and my cousin sends me an autographed Jim Carrey mask thing, which I'm going to definitely put right next to the mask, which will be very cool, and I will definitely show that when I get it. But thanks for listening to me ramble and watching this thing, and I appreciate it. I really do. And it's not the size of your man cave that matters; it's what you have in it, and hopefully, I'll finally be able to get an unbelievably large-sized man cave. Later, everyone.